What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
This James Shoot.com,
and we're gonna be talking about the review for Emma Stone, Steve Carell,
Battle of the Sexes.
Tennis.
So I'm curious, Shoot. What's your knowledge of tennis?
Tennis, pretty good. I used to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You probably would have helped me out because
I didn't know the Billie Jean King story.
Okay. Well, Billie Jean King obviously now looked upon as one of the key members in the LGBT community, fighting for gender equality, and that's where this movie kind of falls when she decides to kind of leave the mainstream tennis scene to start up her own tournament to prove that women are worthy of equal pay of men in the 70s. And,
as they are.
And eventually, the tournament's doing fine. Women. And an older tennis player by the name of Bobby Riggs, who was very controversial, called himself in a very jokey manner a male chauvinistic pig and like women didn't belong. But he did it in a very kind of tongue-in-cheek way, and he started challenging the women. And after a challenge with a woman who beat Billie Jean King, then she says, all right, I got to do this and I got to prove that women are good enough to do it. And it's about that match took place in 1973. You probably would help me out because they were talking about sets and games and love, and I was like, I don't know, I can't keep track. But this was obviously something I never knew anything about either. You know, this is early 70s, way before my time, and you know, never having interest in tennis at all. I mean, I'm not really even familiar with the whole idea. But I will say this was a pretty solid movie, a good dramedy. You know, a very lighthearted movie. I think Emma Stone here is kind of really the shining factor.
She's like the woman now, huh?
She is. I mean, she's definitely been.
Could you see a nomination for this one?
You know, it is a bit early to tell him.
If the Oscars was tomorrow, could you see her being nominated?
Yeah. I see her getting a nomination. But like we said, you know, we're not even in the beginning of October yet, so we got a lot to come by.
Yeah.
And I do see this movie maybe getting something, you know, maybe getting a nod because I do think it deserves it. But I don't think it's one of those movies where, you know, Steve Carell is also quite good, but it's not like Foxcatcher where he like embodied his character. Everything's so tongue-in-cheek that it's kind of easy to see the kind of comedic values that both of these actors have brought on screen before. You know, it was very cool, I mean, they definitely kept to the 70s aesthetic. They used a lot of real archival footage and blended in, you know...
The match, too, right, had actual footage?
Yeah, well, they were showing, you know, they had the production crew, and you saw actually, like, some of the TVs had from the real match. Then they had the announcer from the actual match, along with one of the stars of the movie, replacing who she was actually in you know, the real lifetime. So it was very cool. I think cool. That... for someone who's not interested in tennis very much, or not interested in, you know, just in that world, it was very fun to kind of go into this movie and see these very wacky but very bold characters on both sides. I do think that Steve Carell's character, Bobby Riggs, was really interesting, and I kind of wanted to know more about him because this is mostly Billie Jean King's story, and also her, you know, who she's married when we meet her, and she kind of falls in love or has this lustful relationship with her hairdresser, who ends up going on tour with them, and I don't think they ended up ever marrying. She ended up marrying another partner after her and her husband got divorced, but she has become like this major icon for both gender equality and
she's still alive?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, 73, she was, you know, pretty young, so I'm assuming
could
she was
be alive.
Yeah, it could be. I think she, but I mean, like I said, I think this is an Emma Stone really kind of movie that really put her on a pedestal and really kind of shows her performance. But again, it's not a movie that, you know, you totally lose that character. Like, they totally embody their character. I think she played it well enough to kind of make this movie light, but also tackling this really interesting event that happened in the 70s.
Love it, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's good, and I think even if you're not interested in tennis or anything like that, if you do like these stars, I think you'll get a kick out of seeing them in their roles.
I love it. You can also see our review for Tom Cruise's new film,
American Made.
Right Hit that up right there.
Yeah.
And then next week, my friend, 7 days later,
the mountain between us.
Kate Winslet, Idris Elba.
Yes.
Looks great.
Is the mountain that separates us? The mountain between
us. I think it looks good. Looks really good.
Keep saying separates. And then we have a sequel that's been many years in the making. Blade Runner 2049.
That's also next week?
Yep.
Ryan Gosling.
Harrison Ford.
Should be Jared Leto, Joker. Could be good.
Highly anticipated.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve, who I've actually like pretty much loved everything that he's made. If someone was to ask me who are one of my favorite modern directors, he's definitely up there. You know.
What do you do?
Prisoners, Sicario.
Loved it.
He also made Enemy. He made something else more recent. Now I'm spacing, but I mean
Prisoner
everything.
Sicario.
Yeah, but he did something like last year.
He knows how to do tension.
Yeah. And I'm gonna kick myself for not knowing what he just did. But big fan of the guy.
I would like to kick you.
Big fan of the guy. Not okay.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see Blade Runner.
Love it. All right, we'll be back. If you guys want to go, comment below, let us know, and
It's award season, baby.
good times.
Yeah.
ChaseTheCinema.com is known as
Film Lovers website.